Welcome to Cliburn Kids. I'm Buddy Bray. I'm your host for Cliburn Kids, and we come to you from the Steinway Piano Gallery in downtown Fort Worth. We have a special episode of Cliburn Kids for you, where we're going to introduce you to a new member of our Cliburn family. His name is Brian Perry. He's going to play his instrument for you. I think you'll really enjoy looking at the instrument and hearing Brian play it. And he's going to talk to our Corey Donovan about playing that instrument as well. Here's the episode. We hope you enjoy it.
Brian, thank you so much. That was really neat. So what did you just play?
That was Camille Saint-SÄENS' Elephant for double bass and piano from his Carnival of the Animals.
Oh, that's kind of neat. So this, I was going to say, this kind of looks like a cello, but this is not a cello, is it?
No, this is the next instrument larger, called the double bass. So we play a lot of similar notes to the cello, but we're the lowest voice in the orchestra.
Wow. Are you also probably one of the heaviest instruments in the orchestra? How much does that weigh?
It weighs about 30 or 40 pounds, and I have a wheel that I can put in the bottom of it to help me get around with it when I need to take it places.
Oh, that's kind of neat. Okay, so you said that this can play some of the lowest instruments. What's the lowest note that you can play?
The lowest note that I currently have is this long string that goes all the way from here all the way back up over the scroll. So it's a low C. Pretty low and almost inaudible, and it's equivalent to a 16-foot pipe on an organ. So
wow.
It's quite a low pitch, and it's usually felt more than it's heard.
Okay, all right, so if that's the lowest note that you play, what's the highest note that you can play?
Well, some notes even exist off the fingerboard, but basically way up here is one of the higher notes I can play. So if we go from top to bottom,
oh yeah,
you'd like to hear that?
I'd love to hear that.
And then back down.
That is so cool. I love that. Okay, so this is made out of real wood?
Absolutely. Almost everything on here, except for the steel strings, is made from natural materials, which is really cool. From all over the world, different parts. We've got an ebony tailpiece and fingerboard from the ebony trees that grow in Africa. We've got poplar or maple back and sides. And then the top is actually made of spruce trees, which coincidentally is like a Christmas tree. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's all held together basically with glue and tension. And so, there's nothing inside here. It's basically a big open box. And that's what resonates and allows sound to come out of these F-holes here.
Got it, and that's what gives you those super low notes, which makes sense why the song Elephants was made for this kind of instrument, because they're so big.
Right.
Okay, so I also see that you're using some sort of tool to play this instrument. What is this?
This is called the bow, and it's spelled exactly like a bow and arrow, partly because they used to be bent the other way. You can see now it's curving this way. They used to be bent this way, and they would look a lot like a bow and arrow. And it's made also of some special woods. This is Pernambuco that's grown in South America, a very special wood used in bow making. And then, of course, we have ebony here, even mother of pearl, like you use in jewelry.
Oh, wow.
Here. And then we have this special part, which sometimes people think is made out of rubber bands, but it's actually a horse's tail. So this is horsehair that's often grown in cold climate regions like Siberia. And luthiers will install it in the bow every once in a while. We have to change it out like every 6 months or so.
Okay, well, that's kind of neat. So I know you're playing this double bass with a bow, but is that the only way to play this instrument?
No, in fact, we play it lots of different ways, both in the orchestra. You may be familiar with this way when you perform jazz. You may see the bass played in this fashion with our hands, right?
Yeah.
And that's called pizzicato. It's kind of a funny name, and it's a funny name to pronounce and enjoyable to pronounce. So when we play pizzicato, we get to play music with our hands without the bow. And
Wow.
there's a lot of different ways this instrument gets used.
So are there any songs out there that you get to play just doing pizzicato? Is there any song?
Let's see. Maybe we could try Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay, Brian, before you start playing Rudolph, we're going to need some audience help. We're going to help Brian with his tempo. So we're going to snap along to the song of Rudolph. Okay, are you guys ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Wow, that was really neat. Thank you so much for joining us today. A special thank you to Brian Perry and to Buddy Bray for bringing those 2 special songs to us. Stay tuned for more episodes at cliburn.org/kids. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.